Oh, in a world that just never seems to stop, have you ever found yourself craving a kind of peace that's more than just a quiet moment? Well, today we're diving into a devotional that talks about exactly that, something it calls the kingdom's peace. We're going to break down its big ideas and see if it really holds the secret to a kind of calm that lasts. So let's get right into it.
So, let's start with a question that, let's be honest, probably hits home for just about everyone. In a world that feels so chaotic, who isn't looking for some peace? And I don't mean just, a 5-minute break from the noise. I'm talking about something that actually sticks around. This is the exact feeling that this devotional taps into right from the very beginning.
And right away, the guide makes this really powerful distinction. It says, look, there are basically two kinds of peace. Over on the left, you've got worldly peace. We all know this one. It's totally fragile, almost like a house of cards, right? A good day at work and you feel great, but one piece of bad news and the whole thing comes tumbling down. But then, on the right, it talks about something totally different, the kingdom's peace. This is described as eternal, something built not on your shifting circumstances, but on a solid foundation of promises.
Okay, so if this kingdom's peace isn't tied to what's happening around us, then what is it exactly? Where does it even come from? Well, the text suggests it's something that operates on a completely different level. A peace that, by its very nature, goes way beyond our normal, everyday understanding. This whole idea is really built on this one verse from the book of Philippians. And the key phrase here is, passeth all understanding. I mean, just think about that for a second. It's a peace that doesn't have to make logical sense. It means that even when life is a total mess, this peace is described as something that actively guards your heart and your mind from all that chaos. So, let's put it all together. This transcendent peace isn't about having no problems, not at all. It's more like an internal shield that protects your emotions and your thoughts while you're going through the problems. And according to this devotional, its real power comes from being rooted in something that doesn't change, divine promises, not all those unpredictable things that happen every day. Alright, so this idea of a transcendent peace, it sounds amazing in theory, right? But the big question is, how do you actually get it? Well, this next part of the devotional shifts gears, moving from just defining the concept to giving you a practical, personal roadmap. And the path to this peace is laid out in this really clear 3-step process. What's so important here is that every single step is an action. First, you have to consciously let go of the anxiety. Second, you actively spend time in prayer. And third, you intentionally allow this peace to take charge of your emotions. It's not something that just happens to you. It's presented as a series of choices you get to make.
And to make it even more practical, they don't just leave you hanging. The guide actually gives you the words to say in this simple prayer. And notice how it echoes that verse from Philippians we just saw? It's a direct request for God's peace to stand guard over your heart and mind, starting right now, today.
So after talking about that daily need for peace, the devotional goes even deeper. It introduces what it calls a prayer of new beginnings, and it's framed as really the foundational step for anyone who wants to build that lasting relationship with God, who is the source of that peace in the first place. This prayer is basically structured as a declaration of faith. It starts by acknowledging a need for help, what the text calls being a sinner, and then it moves right through the core beliefs of Christianity, that Jesus is God's Son, that He died for our wrongs, and that He was resurrected. And after declaring what you believe, the prayer shifts to a really direct appeal for personal change. Honestly, this is the heart of it, asking for forgiveness, for cleansing, and for a complete transformation into what the text calls a new creation. It's basically a request for a fundamental internal reset. The prayer then wraps up with a commitment to the future. It's a pledge, a choice to follow this new path from this day forward. And this is combined with just pure gratitude for what it calls salvation, that promise of forgiveness and a brand new start. It's all about sealing that decision with thankfulness. The devotional doesn't just leave you there after a prayer that significant. It immediately offers you the next step. You get a free ebook to help you understand the journey you've just started. It's a really clear signal that this is just the beginning of a process, not the end. And this is where the focus takes a really dramatic shift. The guide makes it super clear that this personal journey of faith isn't meant to be a solo mission. The very next step it suggests is to connect that inner peace you found with a global community and a shared mission. So the mission is called Operation 500 Million Souls, and it offers 3 very different ways for you to get involved. You can be a prayer partner,
which is focused on prayer. You could be a volunteer missionary and serve out in the field, or you could be a kingdom investor and provide financial support. It creates all these different entry points so anyone can contribute. Now, to actually build this global community, they are using pretty much every modern tool you can think of, and each platform has a specific purpose. You've got WhatsApp for daily prayers, Telegram for messages and podcasts, Facebook for community updates, and so on. It's a really comprehensive strategy for staying connected digitally. And this is pretty cool. To really create that feeling of global unity, they coordinate a synchronized hour of prayer. This chart just shows how that 1 hour lines up across all these different time zones. So someone in Nigeria can be praying in the exact same window as someone in the US or in India. It's a pretty powerful idea. And finally, of course, for anyone who has questions or just wants to connect more directly, they make it super simple. They provide the contact details, a phone number, and an email, making the whole organization really easy to reach. So when you take a step back and look at the whole journey, from defining this transcendent peace to that personal prayer for a new start, all the way to joining a global community, it all leads to this one final thought. The ultimate goal, according to this guide, isn't just about finding peace for yourself today. It's about being part of a much bigger story of preparation and anticipation for the future. It leaves us with this powerful final idea, that true peace actually prepares you for what's to come. And that really leaves me with a question for you. What does being truly prepared look like in your own life?
Good day, beloved. If this kingdom message has blessed you, please like, comment, and share with someone today. Stay connected with God's servant, David F. Nwefulu, by subscribing for more daily kingdom inspirations, and turn on your notification button so you do not miss a word that strengthens your faith. God bless you.